The most intimidating is trying to factor sum and difference of cubes. And even though you see the formulas in front of you, it may seem really intimidating at first. But once you see the pattern, it's really not going to be that bad. Let's go through it step by steps. Okay, first we're going to factor the sum of cubes, and then we'll look at the difference. The first thing to do is to identify what is this first term a cube of. Well, it's m cubed, so that means it's a cube of m. Okay, so that's pretty easy. What about 512? Well, here you're gonna need to use your calculator. Now, in Desmos, you can see that there is something called nth root, okay? And depending on if it's cube root or fourth root or whatever, you're going to change this little number here. So you're going to click on it. And then because it's a cube, you're going to just put 3. And in the blank, you're going to put 512. And that tells you that that's 8. And that's about it. So you need to investigate what is it a cube of, and it just told you that that's a cube of 8. And then you just have to plug it into the formula. Instead of A in the formula, you're going to plug M, okay? And then instead of B, you're going to plug 8. Now let me try to use different colors to help you, okay? So let's just go with the M, right? That's A. This is A. So it's going to be A is going to be here, A is going to be here, and it's going to be here. Okay, this is going to be squared right here. This is going to be a plus sign. This is going to be a minus sign, and then this is a plus. In fact, if you actually had to memorize the formula, the first sign always matches whatever this is. So this is a plus, this is going to be also a plus. Then it's going to be opposite. Let's say this was a plus and that's a minus. And then the last one is always positive, okay? Now let's go with B. Where is B? Well, B is 8, so let's color that. So this is your 8, and then this is here, and it's going to be over here, and it's going to be over here, and that part's going to be squared. Now we just have to insert what's what. Every time you see yellow, you just put M, and we put M here, and we put M here. And then every time we see B, right, which is green, we're going to put 8. And that's going to be 8 over here. It's actually going to be multiplied, and this is 8 squared. Now the only thing to do is to make it a little bit prettier. And m squared we're going to leave the same, but m times 8 is really the same thing as 8m. And then 8 squared, if you want to check on the calculator, that's 64. I factored that one. Now let's look at what's the difference if all you had to do is just switch the sign. And if the sign is switched, what happens? It's going to be exactly the same thing, okay? So I don't have to do anything different except for the signs, okay? This sign right here, the minus, is going to go into the first expression. It's always going to match that sign. Then the next sign is always opposite of this one. So that'll be a plus. And then the last one is always positive. And that's about it. That's how you factor sum or difference of cubes.